Hello everybody, it's Michael from Replica Airguns, bringing to you the KWC 357 6-inch chrome CO2 BB Revolver, and this is the tabletop review. Now again, this is a 4.5mm steel BB shooter, not the 6mm plastic airsoft version. So let's quickly get into some of the specifications. This is pretty much an all-metal designed gun. When I do the walk around, I'll just point out a few of the plastic parts. Really, there isn't too much. This is the 6-inch version, but it does have a 5.5-inch internal smoothbore barrel. It has a 12-gram CO2 cartridge. It shoots 4.5mm steel BBs. Has a 6-round cylinder with preloadable brass cartridges or shells that simulate actual bullets. This gun weighs in at 2.75 pounds or 1,218 grams. It shoots in both single and double action. Should shoot somewhere around 400 FPS and is KWC branded but unlicensed. It's a replica of a 357 revolver. Now this gun is also made by KWC out of Taiwan. It does come in a nice box. Show you around here. So 6-inch model 357. Alright. Obviously non-blowback. Alright, it has the jewels on here, but not the FPS. Should be around 400 though, and I'll get into that in a bit. It's full metal, 6-shot. Alright, let's take a look at the back here. Well, really the back is the same. Okay, same thing. Inside the box, the shells came in this little plastic container. They're in the gun now, I'll show you that later. Came with the speed loader. Okay, pretty straightforward. Came with the metal Allen key for tightening the CO2, and a little packet of BBs just so you can get things started. Of course, your manual, so take a quick look, got your diagram, parts diagram. Alright, here's the information, how to load it, how to fire it, safeties, opening the cylinder, things like that, warning instructions. There we go, there's your schematic again. And there was also a little catalog with some other Umarex products. It's kind of a big guy, but I'm not going to be able to show it to you too well, but there's some other guns and things in here for you to check out. Alright, I want to compare this to a very similar gun that I've already reviewed, the Colt Python by Umarex. And you'll notice they look pretty much the same other than the different finishes, right? So we have, well, I'm going to hold it this way because really, you can see it's really the same gun. Same everything if you look at it. Other than the finish, this is the same gun, okay? It is the same. Everything is the same. The grips are the same, just a different color. Okay? So you can see here, and I was pointing that out when I did my Umarex Colt Python review, which you should check out that link for the full review. These reviews will be pretty much the same, so check that one out. In terms of shooting, we'll have to see. I'm not sure if this valve setup is the same, if it's going to shoot faster or slower. Should be about the same accurate, really. But I will do a dedicated field test shooting review for it. Why not? But as I was saying, this gun is obviously contracted out by Umarex. KWC makes it for them. Alright, we'll get that off the table. Alright, let's do a quick walk around of the KWC 357 6-inch chrome CO2 BB Revolver. Now, pretty much everything's metal unless I point out otherwise, okay? So the frame, cylinder, everything, internal barrel, outside. Now this isn't a solid barrel. It's probably shrouded, so there's some hollow spots inside of here. So when you actually hold the shorter versions, they feel, I guess, like they have more mass, because this front part is going to be lighter compared to the back part because it's not completely solid steel. If this was solid metal, it would be heavier, but still, this gun weighs almost 3 pounds. It's really not bad in terms of weight. So we have our caliber there, right? We can see here we have our shells. We can push the rod here and get to our shells if we want to. I'll just show you a shell real quick. Okay, now this is the BB version, so the hole's a little smaller than the airsoft version. There are airsoft versions of these KWC revolvers in different finishes. I want to point out this little part here. This little guy is sprung because what happens is we've got to seal everything up. So it seals up on the front of the shell, creating a better seal, right? And that's important in terms of, right, being able to seal. And it's pretty sealed in the back there. It's pretty flush, so it's flush in the front, creating a seal all the way along so that CO2 doesn't escape. See the shells there. Okay, now the safety, instead of being here like it would be on the Dan Wessons, is here. Okay, so you can push that in, and I don't know if you can see the difference there. Oh. There is no actual indicator. Oh, there it is, sorry, I lied. So there's your indicator, fire, and safe, okay? But it's not on the top, you have to look on the side. Hammer again, single and double action. So here's double action. Pre-cock the hammer for single action. Rear sight is adjustable for windage, okay, and elevation, because you got up and side to side. Alright, there's no white dots, but the front sight is chrome. Makes it fairly easy to see, but the black is black, or the back is black. The barrel opening is fairly wide, but then inside you can see we have our internal brass barrel that's countersunk, but it does give a very realistic opening there. It looks good. Alright, we do have these sort of fake wood grips. They are plastic. They're sort of made to look like wood grips. They are okay in terms of looking like wood. They're not bad. You have your KWC branding. Let's take a look at the other side. More KWC branding, made in Taiwan, serial number. Take a close look at those grips. Okay. Nice looking gun overall. Now at the bottom here, that's where the CO2 goes. Just pull that out. Well, not pull it out. Unscrew it with the included Allen key. But there's no CO2 tap coming out, so that's nice. Alright, let's put it down this way here. Now I didn't do a pre-test for this gun, and the main reason I didn't do that is because I've already shot this gun. The Umarex Colt Python is literally identical. Unless KWC changed the valve setup in this gun, it should shoot identically. It should have the same FPS. There's no reason why the accuracy should be any different. They're literally the same gun with just different finishes. But I will, again, do a full field test shooting review for you just to confirm that. But if you don't want to wait for my field test shooting review, go ahead and check out my Umarex Colt Python field test shooting review. As I said, it should be identical in terms of how they perform. Alright, let's get into some of the pros and the cons. Now, similar to the Dan Wesson, similar to the Colt Python, this gun has actual shells, giving you the feeling of loading and shooting a real revolver. Very cool. I love the realism. It's pretty much an all-metal gun with the exception of the plastic grips. There's lots of detail on this gun, like I said, just the way you load the shells, everything about it, the cylinder. Compared to a lot of other revolvers out there, this gun is so realistic. The chrome look is nice. I'm just not sure how it's going to wear, but I have a feeling it'll wear a little bit better than the black finish on some of the other KWC pistols. Now the weight is good. These guns come in even heavier than the Dan Wesson revolvers, so if you have one of those, these KWC versions are going to be just a little bit heavier for their size. And again, it should have good overall power, accuracy, and shots per CO2 based on my Colt Python testing. The rear sight is fully adjustable for windage and elevation. Has a well-hidden CO2 screw, although you will need the Allen key to put your CO2 in and to remove it. The barrel is nicely recessed, giving that realistic wide-open barrel look. And the trigger pull in both single and double action is fairly smooth and fairly light. Couple cons. The grips are a bit rough and the wood grain is okay looking. I wouldn't say it's awesome, but it's okay looking. Now the grips may be a bit large for some people that might have small hands, and this is true for the Colt Python as well. Now there's no white dots on the sight, so the black rear sight may be a little bit hard to see in certain lighting and uncertain backgrounds, so be aware of that. Alright, that wraps up my tabletop review for the KWC 357 6-inch Chrome CO2 BB Revolver. Don't forget to subscribe, check me out on Facebook and Twitter. Username is Replica Airguns. Now at the time of this video, this gun may or may not have been added to the Replica Airgun store, but we will be putting these KWC revolvers in there fairly soon, at least in our Canada store. So check back regularly if you're interested in purchasing one of these guns. I will put a link in the description of the video and on my website, my blog there, where I have the additional post with some more photos of this KWC revolver. And don't forget to check out the Replica Airguns website and online US and Canada web store, where we sell air guns, BB guns, airsoft guns, pellet guns, blank guns, knives, and other accessories. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.